Hey, this is Man-Made Mead. Today we're doing the February Monthly Mead. And we're going to be doing, as requested by a lot of you guys, it's something I find interesting, a Bochet, or Bochet, I don't know how you say it. I've kind of looked up to see how to say it. So I'm going to say Bochet. Now, if you don't know what a Bochet is, it's basically taking the honey and we put it into a pot. And when we put it in the pot, it will actually sit there and kind of caramelize. So we heat it up until it boils for about 20 minutes. And then we will take and put our water in and yeast and all that. So to start, I need to go ahead and start putting my honey in. And I have been leaving it in a little bit of hot water so it'll be easier to pour. So let's get started with our honey. I'm using not this white clover honey. I'm actually using this Desert Creek honey. But I'm using this container to measure as opposed to just eyeballing it. So this is a 2-pound container of honey. So I'll have to fill it up to about halfway in between so I can get my 3rd pound. We are using 3 pounds of this Desert Creek honey. We're going to use a gallon of water. And then we are also going to use this Lavlin EC118 yeast. And then yeast nutrient and energizer, of course. So let's get started. Alright, so I didn't document the whole process because I kind of running out of memory card space. Here's what we have. Just started at 10 minutes, then we had 15, 20, 25, all the way to 45. Now there's not a huge color difference. Realistically, I could have done a whole lot better. However, I kind of made some mistakes in the process, like for instance this, where I wasn't paying attention and it boiled over. And then I also, it happened again a little few minutes ago, so if I were to suggest anything to you, I would say make sure that you watch it the whole time so it doesn't boil over. Now I'm going to wait for it to cool down a little bit, that I can combine my water and my honey, my burned honey, and then let that sit. When that becomes temperature for the yeast to go and pitch in, I'll do that. So I'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put the honey and the water into here and then let it cool in that. Alright, so what just happened was I was shaking this. It's still kind of hot, and it exploded. Ooh, so, and I'll warn you, be careful, because that hurt. That was very hot. Okay, so, continuing on, that hurt. Okay, so this has been sitting for quite a while. It has cooled down quite a bit, but I want to go ahead and put a little bit of my room temperature water on top just to ensure that it is closer to room temperature. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little room for stirring and shaking, and then leaving just enough for my yeast. Okay, so I have now just enough space to put in my yeast water, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alright, so I'm finished with the Bochet mead. It has been about a little over an hour and a half because of the cooling process. So I have never done this mead before, and I definitely learned quite a few things. So if you are looking to do this mead, let me precaution you with a couple things. Don't make the mistakes that I made. When you are actually heating up the honey, make sure you watch it and stir it so you don't have it boil over on you, because it's just a giant mess. And then whenever you are actually putting the honey and water together, make sure you put it in like a pot. And the pot needs to be big enough for the honey. It needs to boil up, because that's part of my problem. I didn't have a big enough pot. So I have a big enough pot to where it will boil up and it won't actually go over the edge. And then whenever you mix it all together, do it in a pot, because you don't want to have it explode like it did on me. And then finally, when you're pitching your yeast, do it slowly, because it'll start to come out. So this mead, I need to go ahead and take a test of it to see what the gravity is real fast. Okay, so this is at 1.12 gravity currently, which means if we look at our actual conversion table, 1.12 comes out to about 15.6% if everything goes on well. So I'm going to leave this one to sit for a while. It'll probably have a lot of sediment. There's a lot of things because of the burnt honey kind of floating around in there. So I bet there's going to be quite a few rackings of this thing, but overall I imagine it's going to be real good. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, ask me questions, make me suggestions for upcoming monthly meads. I always need more suggestions, just like someone suggested this one to me. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.